So what we're going to do today is we're going to kind of go through, really I think we just need to get back to the foundations of everything. And what's happened in reality is that we need those foundations from a standpoint of, we talked about this before, it's the know, like, and trust game. People need to know you, they need to like you, and they need to trust you. And so what we're going to do today is we're really going to go into that trust portion of it and talk about how do we gain that trust in a quicker fashion. The biggest thing is obviously if you can get personal recommendations, if you have those personal referrals from friends or past clients, it's huge. Well, what's kind of changed now is that the idea of online recommendations has become so important. And so there was some research that was done. Let me get my glasses here and get a little help with this, but 85% of people stated that they trust online reviews as much as personal recommendations. 85%. Said that 91% of people look at online reviews before purchasing. And 68% of consumers say they make a decision on who they will use after reading 1 to 6 reviews. So it really is, I mean, have you ever Googled yourself, and see that and see what comes up? I mean, it's so important because in reality, that's what people are doing now. I've told college kids that I've worked with, you don't even need a resume anymore. All I'm going to do if you come in is I'm going to just look online and I'm going to see who you are. I can see who you really are. And that's what online reviews do now in our business, is they give somebody a feel for what it is that we're doing. And what I want to do today is just kind of go through the process of upping those, because there is, just like anything else, if you don't ask, you're probably not going to get. And so I want to just go through the process of how do we do this in the right way without it being greasy and without it being, awkward. So what do we do to actually figure out who and how to get some of these recommendations? And one of the biggest things that, I always get asked, well, which platform should I use? Because you've got Zillow, you've got Realtor.com, you've got Facebook, you've got Yelp, you've got whatever, all of these different places that people go for reviews. And what I would tell you is that you need to have them on all, but where you need to start is concentrate on the place that you're doing the most on. So if you're buying Realtor.com ads, or you're buying leads from Realtor.com, you need to have more leads, more of these recommendations on Realtor.com. If you're doing Zillow, same way. You need to have more on Zillow. If you're at a place where you're using your Facebook fan page, you need to have as many of them as you can there. But once you get to a certain point, we're going to talk about transitioning. Okay, we get to 10 to 15 on one site, let's transition and let's build this platform on each. And we can also have it where with the best, we've all got those certain clients, they're just friends now, and then all we got to do is really ask. And so we can actually have them put those recommendations on multiple places. So what I want to do today is just kind of go through that process of what does this look like? How do we do this in a way that's kind of helpful? Because it's just like anything else. When we focus on this a little bit, you're going to get some results. So I want to just kind of share with y'all a couple of things. I'm going to record my screen here and kind of show you this also, where you can kind of see exactly kind of an example of what this would look like on online. All right, so what I want to do is I want to kind of go through and just show you this kind of a couple of these different type of situations. You're going to handle this slightly different, whether it's a buyer or whether it's a seller. I want to start with buyers. And if you've got someone that's bought from you over a year ago, and if you don't have many sales, I'm going to touch on that in just a few minutes on getting some reviews from friends and family in some different places also, but I'll show you that in just a few minutes. But the first one I want to start on is this buyers that bought over a year ago. So these are people that maybe you've been in contact with, but you're going back and trying to build that resume, so to speak, with people. What I would suggest, and listen, you can change this however you want. This is not exact. I would say you want it in your voice, but I want to give you an outline of what this could look like. And if somebody's watching this on video, they can pause this here and they can see the exact communication, or just email me and I'll get this stuff together. But basically what you want to do is you want to capture them with that subject line. So what I did is update on homes value at 123 Main Street. And so what you want to do in this is you want to give something that's going to give them some value. You don't want to just ask, you want to give and then receive. Okay. So what I wanted to do in this one is somebody that's been there for over a year, I want to give them kind of an update. You can do this with a CMA. You can do it with just simply this paragraph. And all this paragraph says is the values in whatever neighborhood continue to show strength and increase. Low inventory and strong demand continue to be the driving force in moving sales higher. I set you up on a weekly email update that will email you the homes that are currently for sale, have gone under contract, or that have sold in the last 60 days in your neighborhood. This will help you stay up to date on the sales activity in your neighborhood. Now, here's where you shift now to the ask. You can go even deeper. We talked about doing those where you're doing a video unsolicited CMA right here. Give them an updated value. You can do that there, or you can just leave it with this. And then the next paragraph says, also, I wanted to ask a favor of you. Most consumers read reviews to help them choose a real estate agent. I value your input, and I think sharing your experience would give others a great idea of what it's like to work with me. Please do me the honor of going to this link to do a review. I just use the Zillow. I'm going to show you all how to find these for Zillow and Realtor.com and some of those. But and then it just says, I would greatly appreciate it. And if you aren't sure what to say, feel free to copy and paste the following that makes it easier for you. What I've found is that people sometimes are glad to do a review for you, but they don't want to go through the mental exercise. Everybody's so busy now. So what do we want them to say? And what is it that you would have them, that you would hope that they would say about you? What I did here is I try to use 3 things I think that people are looking for in online reviews. And I call it the CAR principle. And it's basically they're looking for, these are the biggest things that people have concerns with about working with realtors. It's their communication. Are they going to be lost? If you Googled right now, what's the biggest complaint about realtors? Communication, lack of communication. Oh, really? Yes. And so what we want to do is we want to answer that one. So if you see the example I used here, now you can do these and write these in your own words, but this is an example. And I want to target, we want to think about who's the end goal here. Who's our ideal client? I mean, I used to do it where it was Mary and John are my ideal clients. Mary and John live in Atlanta. It's going to be their second home here. They have 2 kids that are between 8 and 16 years old. I want to target this to, that's who's probably going to read this. I want my ideal client to be able to read this and see themselves in this. So what I did is, in this example this is an example for somebody that they could copy and paste. Our biggest concern, being an out-of-town buyer, trying to relate immediately to that, was communication, knowing that what was going on in the process. Jimmy stayed in constant contact with us through the process. I highly recommend Jimmy to anyone looking to buy or sell real estate along the beach. Very simple, okay? What we're also doing is we're trying to put one-liners in here that we can capture one-liners that we can use, and I'll show you in just a minute on how to use those in our email tag lines, signature lines, and those types of things where we just continue to build that trust. And then the second part is, of the CAR is after the sale process. A lot of people don't want to feel like they've been left behind. In other words, it's just, done and they move on. They want to see that there's somebody involved. So I did this one. Our biggest concern being an out-of-town buyer, again, relating there, was knowing the right people to help with managing our rental and other service people like a handyman or cleaning company. Jimmy provided us with a list of local service providers and even introduced us to a few. Not only was he great through the buying process, but his service has been even better after the sale. Okay. The third way that people want to know about is they want to know, a lot of people want to have a relationship. They want to know they've got somebody locally that they have as not just a realtor, but as a friend. So I put it this way. Sometimes you start looking for a realtor and find a trusted friend. I highly recommend Jimmy to anyone looking for a professional realtor that truly does care about his clients. You might just find a friend on top of the best realtor on the beach. Okay. I'm using this as an outline. You don't have to use this exactly, but you probably only want to send one of those to somebody, you don't want to send them 3 necessarily. So you tailor make this to whoever it is. If you had someone that came in and the first thing they said is this house feels right. I mean, that they're a person that's a relationship person. They're a person that has offer of emotions. Maybe the relationship one is the one that you send to them. You have somebody that just, hey, your communication has been great, or can you tell me more about this? You start cueing into those signs. Then maybe the communication one, after the selling process, maybe somebody that you've helped since the process and we just went through a storm. If you've stayed in contact with somebody after a storm and given them an update, this is a perfect time to put that in there. And then the closing there is, again, this is the last sentence. Again, thank you in advance for doing me the honor and favor of leaving the review. Okay. So this gives you an idea of kind of what I've been doing and how this process works. I'm going through this and I'm just going to kind of leave this sitting up here. But basically, these are buyers that recently bought. In reality, the only thing that changes is the first paragraph here. The subject line, obviously, keeping up to date. You want to give them something that's going to make them grab on their neighborhood. Hope you are loving your place at the beach. It was such a pleasure working with you guys. I've set you up on a weekly email update for homes that sell in your neighborhood, go under contract, or that come on the market. This will help you stay up to date on the sales activity in your neighborhood. That's the give. Now we ask, okay? So that's that for somebody that's a buyer that recently bought. The rest of this in reality is pretty much the same, okay? The format, you're wanting to give, ask, thank them, basically, okay? That's just the process for all of this. Here's something for sellers that sold this year. We're coming up on the end of the year as we're recording this. In reality, everybody's accountant is going to call and ask them for a copy of the settlement statement from a sale that happened this year. we're going to kind of jump out in front of that, okay? I hope you're doing well, and thank you for letting me assist you in the sale of your home at 123 Main Street this year. As the year winds down, or if you're going to send this in January as the new year begins, your accountant will be requesting a copy of the settlement statement for the sale of your home. I've attached one to this email to make it easy to find. Hope this is helpful, and please let me know if I can help in any additional way. And then also, same stuff. Also, I wanted to ask a favor of you. Now it's that, okay? And then the last one I want to do is just kind of show you this process for basically, I'm going to just go kind of slow so if somebody wants to pause this, but basically this last paragraph here, this is for sellers that just sold, okay, right after the process. Thank you for allowing me to assist in the sale of your home at 123 Main Street. Again, we're going to in the subject line details of the sale because they'll click through that. It is always great to have one email where you can find any details needed about the sale of your home if you need them in the future. With that in mind, I've attached a copy of the fully executed settlement statement your accountant will request next year. Also, here's the contact information for myself and the title company that handled the closing. So I'm giving them this one place that they can go search, okay? And then the rest of it's the same. All of this stuff gives you that capability to really get something out there. It doesn't have to look just like this. Whatever that relationship is that you have with your clients is what I would suggest you do, because that's where you're building that relationship. You're getting those trust situations out there, and those recommendations are going to make a big difference. Now, what I want to do is I kind of want to go through, where do we get them and how do they go to the platform? I want to do this real quick just to kind of show you this. So if I go over here and I actually go to, I'm going to just do a quick Zillow. I'm going to use Zillow as an example on this, and then I'm going to type my name in, okay? Now, what's great about, as we've talked about with Google, is it's going to find everything for you. So here's my profile.
You need to have the Zillow Premier app to do that, or do you just go?
You can just go into Zillow. Yeah, you can use it that way.
Have you done your profile in Zillow?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And so this is, I mean, you can utilize that. That's great. Either way, I just want to kind of show you just a couple of different ways to do this. Okay. So if you can see here, 16 reviews. If we want to just click on the reviews there, it'll take us to that page. And then where we are now is it has this click write a review. Okay. So that's all you've got to do. You just bring them to this page and say, click write a review. If you want to go to here, all you got to do is copy this, this area right here, and paste that into your email. Drives them right there. One click for them. They don't have to go try to find it. They don't have to do any of that stuff, and they can go right into this, okay? So it's the same way with Realtor.com. You just Google yourself on Realtor.com, go to your page, go to your reviews page, and it'll say write a review, and you just click write a review, and you send them that link. Gets them there really quick, okay? And in reality, all they've got to do is pop, copy and paste if they just want to do that, and they're done in just a minute or two. Okay, so we make it as easy as we can for them to do those things. Another place, if somebody's new or if you're focusing on Facebook, most of these are going to be checked, so you need past actual clients that you claim to sell because they'll be verified. But if you don't have some of those and you want to add, Judy, I'm going to use yours here. Actually, I just pulled your profile up. So if this is Judy's Facebook business page, okay? So if you're focusing on this, which hopefully we all are, going forward at some point, you're going to be utilizing this for ads or whatever. If you want to, you can just simply, like if I wanted to do this right now, do you recommend Judy Jones Realtor? You can ask someone just to simply go here, friends, family member, someone else, okay, or somebody that you've worked with. And I'll just click on yes. It's going to pull this up. Do you recommend, what do you recommend? Let's see, let me do this because I was doing one for Rachel earlier. Judy is one of the most client-focused. Oh, did that do? Let's see if that didn't do. What's that? Judy is one of the most client-focused agents I've ever encountered. She brings professionalism, integrity, and service that is unmatched. Okay? So all I got to do is then just hit post. All right. All right. So there we go. Let's see if I can do this.
Yeah, I've done that for other agents too.
Yeah. So anyway, that's all you got to do. Okay, is just ask for those things. One of the other things I want to show you is now what do we do once we get these? Okay, once we start getting these, how do we utilize these? I'm going to show you in the drip campaign how I'd utilize some of this. I did it long. Going back now, I would have made this a lot shorter. I would have just taken one line. But this is an email in a drip campaign for Boomtown, okay? Who should you trust? biggest question most people have, right? If they don't know you, how do you get them to that place? Biggest way you can do it is by either personal referral or by these recommendations. So what I did is I put this in here where it would come out, and it would basically be an email that said, who should you trust?
And that went to your hometown client?
This is went to the people that were in drip campaigns. Okay. So what it says is being a realtor at the beach for over 20 years, this is just mine, has given me the unique privilege of not only help hundreds of families find their dream home, but it has also given me the opportunity to make lifelong friends. I've always strived to create relationships rather than just close transactions. I would love the opportunity to earn your trust in business. Here's what a few recent clients said. I just took what they had posted. Gotta be honest. Some of this stuff I wrote for them, and they said, yeah, that sounds great. Pop, pop, and they copied it in there. And then what I did is I highlighted these. If I were doing this over, because people read short, I would only the highlighted parts here is all I would put in here. Okay. I would just put, he made things go so smoothly and overall made this a great experience for us, Cliftons. Not only did we find a great realtor, we also found a friend. You'll notice I'm hitting those relationships. I'm hitting communication. I'm hitting that same stuff, follow up after the sale. Jimmy went above and beyond to accommodate everything to get our condo sold. I would only deal with him on any future real estate matters, and I would 100% recommend him to anyone needed a person to walk alongside them in the process of buying and selling a home. Okay. Mm-hmm. So when you put this in your drip campaign, this is a great place for people to, we just heard that 85% of people view those online reviews as powerful as a personal recommendation. So what we've got to do is we've got to find those opportunities to do that. Another place you can do it is you can do it in mailers. I'm going to show you one that Diane and I did. This is a mailer that we sent out. The back page of the mailer looked just like this, okay? It's like, here's what others are saying about Jimmy and Diana, okay? We're basically using this in a mailer, and then I used one for Diana, one for me. And if you'll notice, these are the same things that I had on the other place. I'm just copying and pasting the best of basically on this stuff, okay? And so I'm utilizing this to get past that part of, well, who is this? I'm giving that comfort level to them. I'm trying to get them to walk them through the process of knowing me, liking me, and trusting me. Other thing you can do on this is take one-liners on your signature line on your emails and post them up in there. We were just looking at some of that stuff. And so if we were going to be doing this, and I just took, these bold portions and put, here's what others are saying about Jimmy, below your email signature, it just continues to enhance that and gives that there. Okay. Also, these are great things to share, to share online and on your business page. As these come in, can't thank so-and-so enough for giving me the opportunity to assist them in finding the perfect place at the beach, and then copy and paste what they said. So all of these are ways to really work down through this trust portion of it, which is the last final piece. And what I would say is that not only this is important now, I think going forward, it becomes more and more important every single day. Every single day, more and more people are trusting and depending on what they find online. That's why Yelp is so powerful. That's why all of these applications are so powerful, is because people are at a place where they are finding who they're going to work with online more and more every single day.